Kim Fields. That was very, very interesting. You really surprised me this episode. Really surprised me. And I'm like, come on through, Cookie. Come on up on my soapbox. That's basically it. Let's talk about drag and all its forms. What, Cookie? Hey guys, this is actually going to be my review for Real Housewives of Atlanta in season 8, episode 15, is it? It's a lot of episodes, child. But anyway, okay. So Kim Fields, I've been waiting all week to see what was going to go down because last week when we ended, Sheree was dropping that bombshell about them talking about Chris. So I was waiting because I thought, I said, this is going to be her breakout episode. This is when she's going to snap out. We're going to see Regine. Okay, that's who I was looking for. I was looking for Regine. But that damn Kim sat there, and when I say paid them dust, she fucking paid them dust. I don't know how she did it. I don't know how she sat through it, because me personally, I couldn't have done it. I couldn't have done it. My hat is totally off to Kim Fields for how she actually handled this whole situation. And then in her confessional, she basically said, she felt like the other ladies were feeling bad about the things that they had actually said about Chris, and she was going to let that go. Better person than me, because I just couldn't see it. I couldn't see with everything that led up to this and all that's been going on since we got started with this and that whole trip. Because the trip has just been a fucking mess. It's just like a lot of little digging. A nice trip, but a lot of little digs been thrown through this trip. There's no way that I could have taken that high road like him. I don't think I could have did it. I think I would have been really, really pissed off at this point, and that would have been the thing that just really threw me over the side. Now, and the other thing is, the truth can't hurt you. So maybe it's true and she's, whatever. I don't know. All I know is the way she handled it was much better and much more mature than I would have actually been and that I could have actually carried off. So my hat is off to her, and I'm going to give her props because I tear her up. When I feel like I need to tear her up, I'm going to give her props when they're due. She truly showed you how you pay a bunch of bitches dust. And that's what she did. So hats off to you, Kim Fields, honey. And she looked cute. I told you all last episode, and she looked cute this episode. And she still got the snowball, but it worked, for what she had on at the one, when they did one little thing, she had capris and a little t-shirt and the snowball. I was fine, but I got life off of her Wonder Woman tennis shoes. I said, go ahead, bitch. But anyway, so kudos to Kim. Now let's go on over here and let's say this here. Cynthia was truly the only actual innocent person, because the rest of them were messy as hell. They were messy as hell. And then even when they went so far as to say Portia and Phaedra and Sheree went and Googled after Kenya said what she had to say, they went and Googled to get more information. Then Kenya, when Sheree said the shit, Kenya stood up in it. So I'm going to give her, her props for standing up in her bullshit and said, but then she'd be a messy when she's going to throw it back out there on top of it. Well, nobody knows if you have tax problems, this, that, and the other. I'm like, not seeing anybody even saying nothing about all that, Kenya. Now you really going some further. And then Kenya said, you keep on trying to portray that you're so perfect, and we know that you're not. We just want to see the real Kim Fields. Well, excuse me, Kenya bitch, but where does it say that she has to bare her soul to the likes of you all? It's really none of your business. The only thing that's your business is whatever the fuck she decides she wants to tell you. So, Kenya, you just messy and you've been out of order. That's all it's to it. You've been messy the whole motherfucking trip. For real, for real. You've been messy. and you're being mean, and you're being petty. You're being Kenya. Shit. You know what you give. Anyway, so Nene in her confessional actually looks nice. She looks nice. Now I think it's too much. The décolleté is too far down for what she's doing. But if it was a red carpet look or something, it was cool. It looks good. It actually fits her nice for a change. But that hair, you know what? I just can't with this hair of Nene's. Even the wig that she did is the best wig I've seen her in 2 seasons. With the pullback, the ponytail, and the braid around it. That's the neatest hair that I've actually seen her in the last 2 seasons. But what Nene needs to do, she's go back into the reds. Go back into the family of reds. And leave that motherfucking blonde alone. If Nene went back into the reds, like she was originally, girl, go grab you a 33 and some 1B, and you'll be okay. Because she was okay hair-wise. She was okay back in the day. This blonde thing, girl, good night for that. But anyway, the confessional look is a good look. The décolleté is just too low. Too much titty for a confessional, but fits nice. Looks nice. Okay. So, oh God. That goddamn Chris. You know, Chris always throws a good read in there whenever Kim did actually call Chris. And Chris he said, well, you know, they're being messy. Wouldn't it be nice for me to just go and repost all of their mugshots? Because all of them have them. I said, oh, that damn Chris. A mess. Tell you, you'll mess around, Chris gonna get your peach. But anyway, we actually got to see Todd and Kandi and the old lady gang. They were doing food tasting. They're trying to get a chef. Shout out Bertha's a mess. Bertha is just mean and hateful, but they finally did. She came around, said that the food was good. So I think they said they were going to try out some other chefs, but I think they pretty much settled on that guy. It was cool. I was glad they didn't take too long with it. And you know, Kandi was over there eating her fucking ass off. She's so goddamn greedy. Like, all right. Then they went on this little waterfall trip. That looked cute. It was like this little waterfall climb. That looked like fun. But that water looked cold. Just from watching on television, the water looked cold. They were saying it's like put your feet in ice water. So, but that was cute. And again, Kenya was being Kenya. You know, she's just like, they were making too much of it. But she really wasn't staying with the group and acting like she didn't really want to be with them. You know what I mean? Just a mess. And this is another thing I noticed. Why do the guys only have a good time when they're separated out from the girls? You ever notice that? When the guys are separate, they generally have themselves a good time. When they all come together, them girls are so goddamn messy. I wouldn't want to go nowhere with them. I would not want to go nowhere with them. The girls is all messy. The guys be done went, had a great time, and they sitting up in the room probably ready to bang their little coochies out. But then whenever they come back up, they done been so messy, now they got to go counsel before they can get the coochie. And probably don't even be wanting the shit after they get done counseling them through being mad, hanging with them whores. So I said, them trips with the group, as a group, for them men, I feel sorry for them men. It's a mess, because them men genuinely have themselves a good time. Them damn women just be carrying on. Anyway, so they actually had talked and all this. They had a sit down. Nene and Portia. No, I'm sorry, not Portia. Nene and Phaedra and Kim Fields had a little sit down. And Nene and Phaedra was clowning. They were doing role playing and pretending doing Kenya versus Kim and going back and forth, and it was fun. It was funny, but it was messy as hell. And so the whole thing was Nene been playing Peacemaker. This whole thing, she's been playing Peacemaker for the most part, and saying, you know, get it all out and talk, whatever. So when they went to dinner, they did. Nene was kind of like facilitating and brought up everything that they put everything out on the table as far as Kim and Kenya goes. And they basically went back and forth, and it was kind of like a thing where they just kind of agreed to disagree. And when they first, like Kim said everything she had to say, and then when Kenya went to talk, she started writing, get ready to start being messy and nasty. And Cynthia interceded and said, now Kenya, now we're going to, let's be respectful, this, that thing, and the other. She stopped her before she gets started. Honey, Kenya politely chumped her ass right on off. Right on off. So the whole thing, it wasn't real sincere. Kenya was like, yeah, we agree to disagree. It was fake and it was incomplete, but whatever. Whatever. And I think Kim feels is pretty much like, bitch, I don't give a fuck if we don't never speak. Like, really? I don't give a fuck if we never speak. And I think Kim done ran into the right, not Kim, Kenya done ran into the right person because Kim feels really don't give a fuck. She really has zero fucks to give when it comes to Kenya. She really does. So she got ran up against the right opponent. Kim don't give a fuck. She can't get her out of her space. Too bad. But anyway, so after that little situation took place, Cynthia and her mess, her, Nene, and Sheree meet up. And same thing, she ends up saying, she has these various problems with Kenya and asking Nene to facilitate them coming to some common ground. So they did the exact same thing pretty much. And it was the last night, the last dinner. And strangely enough, Kenya actually apologized for her actions on the trip. And they made up. It was just like watching that damn reunion from last time. Everybody's made up. Everybody's happy. I will say this about the trip. I felt like Peter was a hell of a host, for them while they were there in his homeland. And I just thought he did a good job with facilitating them on the trip and showing them around and all of that stuff. Peter's Peter, though. But Peter's messy. Peter is an honorary peach holder, and it is what it is. But all in all, it wasn't a bad episode. Nene was the peacemaker. Kenya was fake. The rest of them was shady. The normal shit. So that's all I got. That's all it was given. So that's it, y'all. Thumbs up, thumbs down. You guys know how that all works, and I'll see you guys next week. And they'll probably be back home, and if I know them the way I know them, all that peace they made, the shit will be over next Sunday, probably. So I will see you guys then. Bye, guys.